不爽老美，韩国靠拢中国。第一段。
好了，你看，这就专门讲给川普听的。
他这个当然，因为你川普他上台以后，他想各个想削钱，都考虑到自己，他可以破坏一些制度，破坏一些规定，所以对这些国家都是非常那个，尤其对韩国影响是蛮大的嘛，所以他要叫一叫嘛。那另外他这样叫一叫，对不对？显然就是说，现在在全世界都会感觉到，就是说美国是变来变去的，还有现在世界很多国家都在乱，但是在比较下来，中国大陆是稳定的。中国大陆也是比较守信诺的，所以这一点就是说，他要在，而且来讲，就你现在讲贸易保护是没有道理的，对不对？对，已经大家都开始都互相自由贸易了，你怎么可以这样子呢？
第二段，
就感觉在家里晚上坐着的时候，很疲劳的感觉，就是因为整天跑来跑去嘛，办理很多手续，然后就会觉得事情多，然后也不知道和中国朋友们到底要聊到哪些话题，因为有时候确实就是很难找一些可以聊的话题。那么今天我主要是在杭州的嘛，然后在杭州，今天主要是参加一个拍摄，还有杭州和浙江的宣传部联系的还是比较多一点，所以他们经常会邀请我参加一些拍摄，讲我自己在杭州生活8年的时间，就是我自己的一个经历嘛，也算是讲究一个故事嘛。然后今天我大概早上5点半起来的，早起的我都不太喜欢早起，因为感觉特别疲劳。周末的时候一般要多睡一会儿，就不要起得太早了。
第三段。
Have no issue with each other. These people have peace in their hearts. They have respect to one another. They have respect to foreigners. So never listen to that nonsense where they say they discriminate against foreigners. That's absolutely lies. These people respect you, in fact, if you are a foreigner, sometimes more than their own people. China is really the place to be right now. And this is the place where I feel safe. I feel safe of having my baby here and my wife here. China is a riot-free country. Look, it's not even in the nature of Chinese people to protest and make a big hoo-ha. They are not people like this. And they don't need to do it because their government look after them so well that they don't need to stand up against their government. They are being looked after so bloody well over here in China, and that is something the rest of the world can only dream about. Here in China, there's peace on the streets. Again, these people don't have to protest against their government because their government take care of them in a perfect way. It's a perfect system over here in China. And
第四段。
之后呢，我认识了很多的外国人，不管是在大学，是在读研，还是在工作，我就问他们，你们想不想回自己的国家？他们的回答呢是不想。可是为什么呢？我们一起来看看吧。众所周知，近几年来，中国的经济越来越好，实力成为世界第2大的经济体。其次呢，对外国人来说，中国呢，向世界各国提供了很多工作和学习的机会，这就是为什么呢，越来越多的外国人想去中国工作和留学。加上呢，中国呢对英语的掌握越来越好，甚至超过了很多外国的国家。现在呢，也很注重小语。
第五段。
What is your impression of China?
Colors, just everything you see is bright and colorful.
It's a very historic country.
Big. Big, a lot of people and a lot of disciplined people. The buildings, like the beautiful temples and stuff.
A lot of people, like really crowded.
I think a big economic powerhouse that is going to be one of the major countries in the next few years, definitely.
I can only think about their food, really. That's it.
They've got good food.
Yeah. Very fast-paced.
They've got quite a lot of power climate-wise as well for influencing the rest of the world.
I studied at Beijing University and Fudan University as well.
What has your experience been like living in China?
Absolutely fantastic. I loved it. It was literally the best experience of my life.
I think we're very dependent on them. I think that's good. You know, there's a good connection with us. Yeah.
I've actually been there quite a few times. I love the place. I love the culture.
What is your impression of the Chinese people?
Friendly?
Yeah.
Friendly? Yeah, I like them. My housemate's Chinese, so we get along really well.
They seem pretty reserved. Like, I think it's quite a conservative culture from what I've seen and heard of.
What language do they speak in China?
Chinese. Mandarin.
Mandarin.
Yes. So, what language do they speak in China?
Chinese, I think? No?
Mandarin.
I know this. Mandarin? They speak Mandarin, and then in Hong Kong they speak Cantonese.
Yeah. Very good. Where was the 2008 Olympics held?
Beijing.
Why was it held in Beijing?
Isn't it like the capital or something?
Yes. What questions do you have about China?
Feel against the rest of the world?
How do they feel about the rest of the world?
How their relationship to Japan and other Asian countries, if they're more competition or more friendly.
Mainly the communist aspect, like how much control the government has over its people.
Their government system's a lot different to ours, communism. So that's interesting. Why?
How China suddenly can get so powerful. Actually, I would say because for a long time China was kind of a poor country. Like how did that happen?
Do you want to say anything in Chinese to our audiences that might be watching?
谢谢你们，我真是。第6段。
Dark side of the moon. Do you think the Russians don't know that for the first time since John Glenn was sent up to orbit this planet, America cannot put a person into space without asking the Russians to do it? That we're not investing in the young generation of Americans? That we're willing to lose the race for artificial intelligence to the Chinese when China is rising? That China's GDP has quadrupled since 2001, tripled since 2003, doubled since 2009. Do we think that no one in the rest of the world knows all of that about us? For 10 years. For 10 years, Madam President. And now we're here with the government shutdown over his broken promise while the Chinese are landing spacecraft.
第7段。
It's controlled and it's okay.
In China, it's nice. Yeah, so the current situation is very good. I think the government is doing a really good job here.
I think they were much quicker to react and to do testing. It's much better here, and tracking. It's much better.
I think there's no place I'd be happier right now, actually. Yeah. China handled it so well. I look at the rest of the world, I'm so thankful. I wouldn't have a job if I was at home.
Yeah,
so,
same.
Yeah.
Every day I'm just more thankful that I stayed in China and didn't go back home. The UK.
第6段。
China is growing big and big every day because of the business and a lot of population. They have a lot of people that's working for them. So I believe that the next couple of years, China will be the #1 in the whole world.
America needs to get on track. America's got to get on track. If we don't get on track, then we're going to be second. We're going to be second best. By Trump, we're already the second best. So we got to get him out of here. We got to get people in here. That's what make us first. Wow. That's pretty cool. I mean, I would do that to you. I don't think that's pretty. Because it's really fast. Why not?
第8段。
Друг навсегда.
Китай – это великая страна, Китай – это наш сосед. Мы любим там бывать, любим отдыхать. Они молодцы.
Китай – это наши друзья, в первую очередь. Это интересная страна, интересные люди, с которыми можно успешно отдыхать в стране в этой. И очень хорошее отношение к россиянам, что возвышает наши глаза в эту страну.
Китай – это наш ближайший сосед. Как раньше мы говорили, мы великая страна, Китай был нашим братом, когда-то так говорили. Сейчас это страна, которая динамично развивается. Иногда бывает там в туристических поездках, и с каждым разом, как мы туда прибываем, в очередной раз мы видим, что страна находится в движении, в развитии, что в ней живут доброжелательные люди. Поэтому в Китай мы туда ездим с большим желанием. Цели бывают разные туристические. С лечебными целями не будем скрывать, что большое число наших граждан ездит туда, чтобы подлечиться и посмотреть что-то интересное. Мы только за развитие отношений дружеских. Китай это нечто огромное, целая планета. Но это та страна, у которой нужно учиться, как создавать условия для развития.